Years ago, you may have only considered visiting South Africa to see the Kiwis flog the Springboks, right? Not anymore. You see, South Africa is becoming more and more of a destination, especially with ecotourism and conservation being so prominent with tourists these days. And I have found the perfect place to go on safari and spot the Big Five. In the heart of South Africa's Eastern Cape, 160 kilometres from Port Elizabeth, is Kwandwe Private Game Reserve, set on 50,000 acres of farmland which has been restored and restocked with wildlife. Not only are the animals roaming free amongst the reserve, your accommodation is set right in the middle of all the action. This indoor-outdoor bathtub is actually fraught with danger. You see, in here, naked, vulnerable me. Out there, 50,000 acres of wild game reserve. Lions, elephants, rhino and other dangerous creatures. Quite exciting, really. In Kwandwe's main lodge, there are 9 authentic thatch suites designed with an African traditional feel and featuring lashings of luxury. The main lodge area is huge and cosy and perfect for relaxing before and after safari. The most impressive part of the Kwandwe project is its commitment to conservation and regeneration of the land and the wildlife. And Ranger Bruce O'Shea explains how this is one reserve planning to connect with others throughout the African continent.
This area in total is 22,000 hectares, which is a very massive piece of land. This ridge here is that mountains you see behind us there, which is part of quite an old group. It's about 200 million year old rock group. Got about a 500 million year old rock group down here, and this section through the middle is about 120 to 200 million years old. So that's just a very basic overview of where you are and where we're going.
Director Angus Sholto-Douglas explains the many charms Kwandwe has on offer.
A lot of people come here looking maybe to see just the big animals like the lion and the elephant, but they end up leaving with having experienced so much more.
Hopefully we're going to spot some animals. I want to see every single one of the Big Five. Now, what do we expect we're going to see this afternoon?
Difficult to say. We're going to go look for some lion. And whatever else really crops up, and let's have to play it by ear and see what the bush allows us to find.
Bruce is our ranger, and the chap perched up front is our Oza spotter. Sia, that's his name, really.
Okay, there's Cape Buffalo.
Oh, look, I can see her.
Bruce, I'm trying to get buffalo.
What did we just see then?
It's Cape Buffalo.
Cape Buffalo.
Yeah, it's one of the Big Five.
Okay, so that's one.
Yeah.
Okay. We've only been on the road for about, I'd say, 3 minutes, and we've seen one of the Big Five, the Cape Buffalo. Not bad going.
The Big Five is a hunting term. It was the 5 animals which are most dangerous to hunt.
Right.
And of them all, the Cape Buffalo has probably got the most respect.
Don't want to miss.
It's a notoriously difficult animal to stop if it does get aggressive with you. In a herd like this, however, you are very safe. In a vehicle, as we are, these herds have got the safety and the security in numbers. It's the old males which have been pushed out of the herd which become the most dangerous, and even then only really on foot.
And only minutes after spotting the first of the Big Five, we come across number 2, lions, fresh from a kill.
All right, here we go. There's some lion.
There's a lion. Oh, look how beautiful.
Those are youngsters.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Try and get us a bit further forward so we can get a better view.
Oh.
These are 2 females of about a year in age. Their mum will be around here somewhere, so most likely she made the kill.
It's pretty incredible to think that I'm about 15 feet away from instant death. That thing would tear me to pieces if I was stupid enough to jump out of this car. Even though he looks like he wants a cuddle. Bruce would like to strongly advise at this point that attempts to cuddle any of the animals is a very, very stupid idea. So this is pretty rare. Look, you can just see the male coming out again to see 3 black rhino in a day.
Yeah, especially you folks have just been there for a short period of time, to see 3 black rhinos, awesome.
So that's how many out of the big 5 that we've seen, and we've only been on the road for just over an hour?
Well, we've been exceptionally lucky. You've had 3 of the big 5 in the last hour and a bit.
And we've only just got here.
Yeah.
So the rhino aren't sort of keen on a cuddle either?
No, not too keen on a cuddle.
I've got to say I'm pretty impressed. We've only been out for just over an hour and we've seen some amazing, amazing wildlife. Really, really rare sightings. I guess we're just lucky. Stick around because after the break, I get to meet my favourite animal, the mighty elephant. Morning, Bruce.
Morning.
Day 2. Right, this is the second safari. We've got everything a girl needs. Bruce has his gun in case something goes wrong, and I've got my hot water bottle in case things get cold. Now today, first off, we're going to be looking for elephants. There are literally thousands of animals here. Springbok, a must-see for any Kiwi visiting South Africa. There's a meerkat, kudu, oryx, hippo, zebra, giraffe, bushbuck, eland and jackal, to name just a few. And then there's your nocturnal types like the bat-eared fox, the aardwolf, the aardvark. In fact, it's not unlike one massive Noah's Ark. Well, Sia and Bruce are very bravely out there on their own, without much protection, tracking lions. They've seen some fresh tracks. They've just eaten. They had the big kill yesterday. They've eaten, they've come to drink, and now they've taken off. So it could take a little while, but we're well on our way to finding the new cubs. The male of the pride is there, the female, and the 2 slightly older little ones that we saw the other day. So if we come across them, it'll be really, really exciting. But what we're about to come across, Bruce considers one of the fiercest, cunning and most brutal predators here. We're following these wild dogs. They're looking for a kill. They've got a little pack of babies, a little litter down at their den. And what they do is they go and find something to kill, fill up their bellies and then take it back to the den and regurgitate it and feed the alpha female. They can trot along at about 50k for about 5 kilometres. Now that is an endurance athlete. Although they might look a little manky, and I can imagine they probably don't smell so fabulous, following these wily guys on the hunt is exciting. They're actually incredibly cute in a really scuzzy kind of way. The game drives run twice a day, and there are also night drives as well as guided bushwalks, river hikes and fishing. During the day, all sorts of lavish surprises await during your safari, like this delicious treat, a glamorous riverside breakfast. This is really special. I'd say this would be the most fabulous breakfast I've ever had. Dining on the riverbank. Yum. And this was a little bonus we didn't expect. Beautiful, elegant giraffe. Pretty much every moment is a visual feast of wildlife, which you can get up close and personal enough to witness them going about their business. Plus, you have the knowledge and experience of the rangers educating you on the behaviours of the species, the history of the property, and the plans for its future. Kwandwe, incidentally, means blue crane in Xhosa, and it is home to a population of these rare and endangered birds. In fact, there are 238 species of bird recorded here. Ostrich roam in abundance, and you can spot raptors like the jackal buzzard and the black eagle. So in this little spot we've come across quite a few zebra and a beautiful great big female rhino with her baby. It's lucky Bruce is here. I wouldn't know my black rhino from my white.
Well, it's a little bit cold and wet. The weather seems to have packed down on us, but it's worth still going because look what we've come across. 3 big, beautiful and very relaxed cheetah.
So he just hangs out, the 3 of them hang out together, do they?
Yeah. He's actually a bit bigger than the other 2. And they're all lovely animals.
Now, you'd wonder why these amazing big wildcats don't seem at all fazed by our presence. The animals here recognise us as another creature, non-threatening, though a little odd, as we appear to have at least 3 heads and round legs. As long as we respect them, keep our distance, and don't try and nick their food, we should be sweet. Well, we found the elephant. We've got right up close to him. He's a young male bull elephant, and apparently at the moment he's got quite a bit of extra testosterone in him, which makes him probably a bit more aggressive than he's used to. So if he has a go at us, we need to respect that and push off quite quickly. Man, it's exciting to be so close to my favourite animal.
40 or so, roughly 40 elephants in the park at the moment. 4 of them being big bulls like this from a variety of areas. And we can support a lot more, but at the moment we're just going to let this population slowly breed up at the natural rate so it doesn't put too much of a toll on the land, it doesn't tax it too much. He's one of our oldest bulls, still very young, but he's our main breeding bull here, I'd say. And
He's about 30?
About 30, 35, somewhere around there, so he's still got maybe another 30 years of life ahead of him. We're older and wiser.
And going to eat a lot of bushes, I should imagine.
He's an incredible man.
This is incredible. He's coming over to say hello.
Hey.
Regeneration of the farmland is also a labour of love for the conservationists that work and study here. The vegetation is itself extensive and diverse. Species in the bush clump savanna thicket contain euphorbia, euclea, scotia, carissa and 3 species of the aloe plant. Another hidden oasis on the reserve is Ecolodge. This place has a really edgy retro feel and is described as funk meets futuristic farmhouse. With an open plan kitchen, it's bright, breezy and perfect if you want to bring the kids along. It's cool, modern and has an eclectic feel throughout. Ecolodge is a stark contrast to the main lodge at Kwandwe. It's more of the safari statesman over there, and here is very funky and retro. I like it. Kwandwe is 50,000 acres of history, heavenly creatures and oodles of style. Now, the fantastic thing about going on safari in a place like this is that not only are you surrounded by the Big Five, but you're also surrounded in luxury by the Big 5-star. And rather, well, you know, I'm not the sort of girl that would sort of get into a tent under the stars. I think my tent's far more me. You only spend a few days here, you only need to. And you're with trackers and rangers who have spent their entire lives learning about the animals and learning about conservation. So this really is a fantastic lifetime experience, a must-do. Kwandwe Private Game Reserve is an hour 45-minute drive northeast of Port Elizabeth. United Travel have a 3-day, 2-night game park package from $14.39 per person. This price includes 2 nights accommodation at either Kwandwe Main or Ecolodge, all meals, most beverages, game drive activities and return road transfers from Port Elizabeth Airport. For more information on this package and flights